Hey there people, and welcome back to the channel, or welcome here if it's your first time. In today's video we're doing a DAC, specifically this DAC, which is the FX Audio DS07. Let's get it. What's cracking, audio fans? It's David here from Prime Audio Reviews. So we've got the FX DS07 here. We're going to start off with the internals and then I'll show you around the outside. But first of all, of course, the price is $199. Now let's talk about the internals. So in charge of decoding in this device is an ES9068AS DAC chip. Yes, that is a Sabre DAC chip, and it supports up to DSD 512 native and PCM 768 kHz and 32-bit audio. In addition, we've got an XMOS XU216 chip serving as a USB interface, and what might be interesting to some readers, not all perhaps, is the full MQA decoding support. So if you are a Tidal user, you might find that MQA support enticing. Now the DS07 has a signal to noise ratio greater than 120 dB, which is very good, and a THD plus N, or a total harmonic distortion plus noise, as low as 0.00015%. Now we've got Bluetooth here as well, Bluetooth 5.1. Complements of a Qualcomm QCC5125 chip, which supports SBC, AAC, aptX, aptX low latency, aptX HD, and LDAC protocols. So we've got all those high-end Bluetooth wireless protocols going there. And lastly, there are 5 5X OPA 1612 op amps from TI, Texas Instruments, for amplification. Now with that out of the way, let's have a look at the device. You may have noticed that it is a little bit unusual. It is a brick shape, much similar to the SMSL M300 SE that I reviewed a while back. So obviously it's taller than it is wide, and on the front here it's fairly bare apart from this full color display and a multi-function button which also acts as your volume knob. I will turn the device on in a moment so you can have a look at that display, but yeah, I like the diagonal etched lines there. It adds a bit of aesthetic appeal to the device, and you can tell it's it's fairly compact in terms of size. It's about average, about the same as your average desktop DAC nowadays. Let's have a look at the back I/O panel real quick, and ooh, pretty interesting. So here we've got our digital inputs: USB, optical, coaxial, and there's the Bluetooth antenna. In terms of our outputs, we've got analog, balanced XLR outs, yes, fully balanced output, and single-ended RCA outputs, and a little power switch. Isn't that cute? So yeah, pretty compact little unit, but I will turn it on so I can show you this lovely display. And boom, there she is. 12 years. I'm guessing FX Audio has been around for 12 years. Maybe this is an anniversary release product or something. I mean, you know what? I'm really pleased to see such a modern, contemporary looking DAC from FX Audio. Traditionally, they've sort of made very utilitarian design DACs, which are basically just black boxes, and if there was any display, it was just a really basic little OLED screen. But here we got a full color display with some really useful rather information there. There are a choice of 3 digital filters to choose from. It shows you your output. You can choose between XLR balanced or RCA output there. Shows you your sample rate, your current input, and the sample or the codec, the format being used, the audio format. Sorry for my rambling there. So, and down the bottom is the volume. You can see there. So yes, this does function as a preamp, and obviously there is no headphone output. So in order to use this device, you will need a separate headphone amplifier or some active or powered speakers. Now, for my testing, I hooked this up with the Topping L7 headphone amp, and I also tested it with my lovely FX Audio Elise, which was just unreal, by the way, but we'll get to that in a minute. I just want to show you through the functionality. So a short press on the button here will mute or unmute the audio signal. If you do a long press, it will take you into the menu. By the way, you can do this via the included remote control as well, which is a bit easier, but we'll do it this way. So in the menu, you've got, you select your input there. Bluetooth rematch, or if you want to repair, you can select your output. It's either, like I said, either XLR or RCA. Then you've got your filter select, 3 digital filters. You can adjust the brightness level of the display. Of course, why wouldn't you want it at 100 unless it's night time and you're disturbed by it. The dimmer, you can set how long that takes before the screen dims, and I just leave it on full brightness or all the time because I'm like that. You can reset to factory defaults, and finally the return button takes you back to the home screen. So there it is, and like I said, I'm really pleased to see a nice modern aesthetic on this DAC, especially this color display here is kind of reminiscent of an SMSL DAC, which is better, as is this, than the sort of cryptic menus you get on the Topping DACs. I say this all the time, but really Topping, they ought to modernize their menu system, kind of like the old Sony camera menus, which are terrible compared to other ones. But I digress. So let's get on with it and talk about how the DS07 sounds. And I would say it has a somewhat distinctive character. It's got a blend of neutrality with a subtle touch of added warmth. And it renders audio playback with a level of fidelity that is highly resolving and inviting at the same time, whether it's a classical piece's delicate nuances or a rock anthem's driving force. The DS07 maintains a nice commendable balance between musicality and technical performance. Instruments and vocals are presented with a nice impressive level of detail, allowing you to discern subtle complexities within the music. Now, moreover, the DS07 exhibits a good sense of rhythm, which is something that's really important for me personally, capturing the pulse and the cadence of each musical passage. So while I do like a nice neutral source, it's also important to have that sense of rhythm, which in part is determined by the downstream of your audio chain, your amplifier and headphones or speakers, etc. But it all starts with the DAC, and well, actually it all starts with the quality of the music that you put into it. It's got very nice instrument separation, so the separation between vocals and instruments creates a nice sense of depth in the music and dimensionality, as well as pinpoint imaging, which is probably one of the most surprising things that I found with the DS07 here was its imaging, and especially paired with some good headphones like these ones here, the FIO JT1 budget, sub $100. I got a review of these coming soon, but these are really actually quite good. So with a good pair of headphones or IEMs, the imaging on here is really fantastic. You get a nice 3D holographic sensation where you can easily pinpoint the location of vocals or instruments in that perceived soundstage. And that is a result of a combination of good overall resolution, instrument separation, note density, note weight, and like I said, the rest of your audio chain. You do need some good headphones and a pretty good amp to get the utmost out of it. But as far as the DAC here itself goes, I think it's fantastic. It sounds really, really good. Look, there are some other competing products in this price range, some from SMSL, some from Topping, etc. And I love various products from all of those brands, but the FX Audio here, I think I've been waiting for this one. It's finally, it feels up to date. It feels compatible or competitive aesthetically and function wise with the other aforementioned brands. So with all that said, the verdict, I like this DAC quite a bit. It's pretty much neutral. Whether it does have a touch of added warmth or whether that is just a very good amount of bass extension, I feel it just sounds a little bit earthier, a little bit meatier than some more really neutral DACs, which is particularly good if you have leaner or brighter headphones or speakers. Just that little extra bit of body and warmth makes the world of difference. And for $199, can't really complain. I think this is a great product and I would recommend it. And I'm going to wrap it up there. We'll just lie it down on its side for a moment so I can say thanks for watching. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Parfam Audiophile style. If you're new here, I would love it if you hit that subscribe button before you go. And until next time, I'll see you later.